Morton Manor stands dark and alone, and a ghostly actress calls it home. Cursed by a witch so long ago, she's now forced to present this macabre show. Deep within this eerie scene, she sits staring at a silver screen. She bids you to join her for a night of fright as you watch a film in the flickering light. Some of them good and others quite bad. One thing for certain, this cinema's mad.
Well, hello, my little wicked ones, and welcome back to Mortem Manor. I'm Eulogy Mortem, and I'm your host for the Mad Monster Cinema. Now, before we get started today, I just wanted to come out and take a little walk through my garden. You know, it's spring and things are starting to pop up all over. But there's one thing that I truly do not like in gardens, and that is slugs. No, you know what I'm talking about. You can call it a snail, you can call it a slug, with France, they eat the things, they call them escargot. Oh, I cannot stand these things. You know, slugs are kind of like some of the directors I've had in the past.
What?
But anyway, I'm sure you're sitting there going, Eulogy, what the hell does slugs have to do with anything? Well, it has a lot to do with tonight's feature. Tonight, we are going to get sci-fi high. You know, I've always wanted to do that. As I take you into one of the worst sci-fi movies ever made, The Creeping Terror. Oh, yeah. Spaceship lands, giant slug crawls out, kind of looks like a chewed up sex toy. Goes dragging itself along I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, you are absolutely going to love this. Anyway, enough of my yammering. Come on, follow me on into the film as we take a look at the first part of tonight's feature, The Creeping Terror.
You must be dead, honey. After driving all night. What time is it?
Almost 4:30. Almost dawn. We should be home in another hour.
This man's name is Martin Gordon. The lovely girl beside him is Brett, his bride of 2 wonderful weeks. It's late August. They're returning from their honeymoon to their home in quiet, peaceful Angel County, California. Martin's Uncle Ben is sheriff of Angel County, and Martin is his senior deputy. Martin has high hopes of succeeding his uncle when Ben retires. But for now, Martin has only the thoughts emotions and pride of a very happy newly married young man. Brett is his, and he feels no man could ask for more. Now, without warning, their honeymoon is to become a nightmare. Neither Martin nor Brett saw the glowing rocket descend in the early morning skies. It was reported to the sheriff's office by Jeff, the county forest ranger. Jeff reported to Sheriff Ben that a plane had crashed near Willow Creek and that he was going out to investigate. Ben said he would join him as soon as possible. Barney, Ben's junior deputy, was to summon medical aid and to see if he could rouse someone at the Air Authority in San Francisco.
Uncle Ben, honey. Must be an accident or something.
There's a plane crash down the road a couple of miles. I'm going to be a little short-handed till help gets here. Go around back of me. Come along, both of you.
Get in, honey.
At the location of the crash, they discovered Jeff's truck, but Jeff himself was not around. They proceeded with their investigation. They looked at the rocket in utter amazement. A puzzled Ben finally asked Martin what he made of the craft.
It's no airplane.
Could be one of our missiles.
Or one of theirs.
You could be right, honey. Don't think we have anything this big.
Ben could not understand why the craft wasn't severely damaged.
This hat belongs to Jeff Peters. Jeff! Jeff! Jeff, are you in there? Martin, go back to my car and get my flashlight.
Ben, don't go in there. You don't know what's in there.
I think I hear him moving inside. Maybe he's hurt.
Ben, please don't. Ben. Ben. Car 1, calling in. Car 1, calling in.
Within the hour, Martin's unusual call for assistance was answered by a special unit led by a Colonel James Caldwell.
Let's get going. Let's go. Let's go. Move it over. Let's get going. Let's go. Let's go. All right, back on the truck. Let's go. Sergeant, take one man and check it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The sergeant reported seeing an amazingly large creature in the aft section of the strange craft. He further reported that it was secured by a kind of metal harness, but that the creature could still move around somewhat, and for that reason they had not gotten too close to it. There was no trace of either Ben or Jeff. The colonel ordered continuous guard duty around the spaceship and decided to set up a temporary military headquarters at the sheriff's office in town. By the next day, Colonel Caldwell had the situation well in hand. He had called Washington and received his orders from the highest possible authority. He was to maintain tight security and to await the arrival of a Dr. Bradford, who had been on assignment at the Jodrell Bank Radio Observatory in England. Upon arrival, Bradford was to take complete charge of the operation. He was the world's leading authority on space emissions and had worked out a series of systems that might lead to communication with other forms of life when, as, and if they were contacted. Martin was outraged by the government's intellectual approach to a monster that had already killed and caused the disappearance of his two close friends. Caldwell tended to agree with him, but stated he had to follow his orders. One of those orders was to suppress the news of the death of Ben and Jeff. Martin was appointed temporary sheriff, and all news intended for public consumption was to emanate from his office. The Air Authority issued a cover-up story that a plane had crashed and burned, and this was to suffice until the experts cleared up the mystery of the visitor from outer space. In a remote section of the county, the first of a series of tragedies took place. Tragedies that would have been avoided had the public been warned.
What do you think so far? I know, right? I mean, this is possibly the worst sci-fi movie ever made. Yeah, I've heard people say that Ed Wood was the worst writer and director ever. Look, I'm a horror hostess. I've seen thousands of horror films, and I'm here to tell you that some of the ones I've seen make Ed Wood look like Stanley Kubrick. Now this one was directed by a man named Vic Savage. Now, there's a lot of backstory about Vic Savage. I mean, he was sort of a bad guy, and he was one of these type of people that was what they call greasy and sleazy. Anyway, you'll notice at the beginning of the movie, it says the writer for this thing was Robert Silliphant. Well, no, it wasn't Robert Silliphant. It was his little brother, Alan Jr. Yeah, he wrote a 3-page story, and he went up to Vic and he goes, "Here, Mr. Savage, what do you think?" And Vic's like, "Oh yeah, this will make a great movie." Yeah, kind of worked like that. Now the reason they said Robert Silliphant, because he was related to the Silliphant who was writing on things like, Perry Mason, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. See, the family name Silliphant meant a lot, and Vic could actually use that to pull money out of producers. Anyway, let's go take a look at a Tingler tune, and when we come back, we will have more of tonight's feature, The Creeping Terror.
Backward, turn backward, O time in your flight. Make me a child again, just for tonight. And between these covers, we find these immortal favorites. Sleeping Beauty. Remember the lovely princess who was bewitched into a deep slumber until her Prince Charming came to break the spell?
Come on, wake up, you lazy good-for-nothing! Come on, wake up!
Tom Thumb, the little boy who got his name because he was no bigger than a man's thumb. Let's pay this interesting family a visit. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Thumb. Where's little Tom? Are you Tom Thumb?
Yeah, that's me.
Why, I thought you were no bigger than a man's thumb. How did you get so big?
Vitamin B1.
The Grasshopper and the Ant. The story of the industrious little ant and the lazy grasshopper.
Heaven can wait. This is paradise.
You're gonna be sorry. I've worked all summer and put away plenty for the winter. But you lazy thing, you're gonna starve.
The bad boy of the fairy tales. The boy who cried wolf.
Wolf! Wolf! Help! Help the wolf! Wolf! Help! Help! Wolf! 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 Wolf!
What a joy. What a dope.
There's a lad who could stand some discipline.
What a dope.
He'll learn his lesson someday.
What a screwball.
Jack and the Beanstalk. The story of the boy who climbed a beanstalk, only to be met at the top by a ferocious two-headed giant who forced Jack to run for his life. Say, you almost had him. Why did you quit?
He's been sick.
The wolf in sheep's clothing, the fifth columnist of his day. By means of a disguise, he preyed upon unsuspecting little sheep.
Scram, bum. I'm working this side of the pasture.
The Arabian Nights gave us the story of Aladdin and his wonderful lamp. All Aladdin had to do was to rub the lamp and presto, the genie appeared.
I dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair. I dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair. Whoa! Whoa! Help!
There's that nasty kid again.
Whoa! Whoa! What a dope. What a joy.
Hey, young fella, you're going to yell wolf once too often.
Hey, go on. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Can't a guy have a little fun?
A session in the woodshed wouldn't do that boy any harm. And here's a bird you wouldn't mind having in your own home. A goose that lays golden eggs. Hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to lay golden eggs.
Not anymore, brother. I'm doing my bit for national defense.
Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone.
Why, you dirty, double-crossing... Food hoarder! She's a food hoarder! Food hoarder!
Remember this little nursery rhyme?
This little piggy went for to market. This little piggy, he's gone for to stay home. This little piggy, he's have roast beef and smashed potatoes. And this poor little piggy, he don't have anything, all kinds things to eat. And this little piggy, he's for to crying like anything. Wee, 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 all the way.
Oh, for crying out, pit sack, mother! Be careful, my corn!
Cinderella and her glass slipper. The little girl who...
Whoa! Whoa! Help! Help somebody! Help!
He's at it again.
Wolf! Wolf! Help! Help the wolf!
Did you know that Vic was so cheap he didn't even shoot a soundtrack for this thing? No, he didn't. There were very few lines hastily written down on a piece of paper. Yeah. And he hired some big name guy who was a radio announcer at the time to come in and narrate the film. So the film wound up looking like one of those 1950s educational films. You know what I mean? All right. Let's dive back in now and look at the second half of tonight's feature, The Creeping Terror.
Later that day, while they were awaiting the arrival of Dr. Bradford, Martin instructed Barney, on advice from Colonel Caldwell, to plant in the local papers the news that Ben and Jeff had taken off on a fishing trip to British Columbia. The colonel had impressed the bereaved families with the necessity of maintaining secrecy, and these brave relatives had agreed. Despite Brett's inquiries about what Martin had seen in the spacecraft, he avoided specific details for fear of disturbing her more than she was. If the truth were known, Martin was more than a little disturbed himself. Shortly thereafter, Dr. Bradford arrived. He was a much younger man than one would imagine him to be.
Martin, I'd like for you to meet Dr. Bradford.
I've heard a lot about you from the colonel.
Nothing bad, I trust.
Martin and his wife were in the original party that found the fallen craft.
I was sorry to hear about your uncle. It's a tough break. I hope you're feeling better.
Yes, thank you. A couple hours of sleep did a world of good.
Bradford thanked the colonel for his assistance and then asked to speak to Martin. Bradford questioned Martin about everything that had transpired. Martin did his best to recall everything in precise detail, but really didn't have much for him. The two soldiers that entered the rocket earlier had been summoned, and Bradford hoped to learn more from them. The doctor himself would not enter the rocket until the arrival of certain equipment. From his discussion, it was apparent that the doctor considered this situation a magnificent opportunity for mankind. He felt that if he could communicate with the creature, it might be possible to advance human knowledge by years or even centuries. The spaceship alone signified an intellectual development far in advance of anything on Earth. When Martin asked him how he intended to protect himself from the creature, Bradford said not to worry, that he hadn't come here to be victimized either by his own or the creature's fears.
Barney. We'll be right out.
Well, that's all right. Just take your time.
I didn't know we had company. Look at me. I'm a mess. Don't be impolite. I get the drink.
Now you're talking, honey. What do you have, Barney? How about a bourbon and 7? Coming up. Would you get the 7, honey? Barney, you should try marriage. It would do wonders for you.
Barney and Martin had been bachelor buddies for years, but now that Martin was settling down to marriage, they were slowly drifting apart. Barney, naturally, was still dating all the girls in town, and he couldn't understand why Brett and Martin didn't pal around with him more than they did. He couldn't comprehend that married life brought with it not only new problems and duties, but the necessary togetherness of husband and wife as well. Despite Brett's most tactful considerations, such as inviting him over to dinner quite often, Barney was growing resentful of her, or at least she felt that he was. Since time began, this change in relationship has probably happened to all buddies in similar circumstances. Life has its way of making boys grow up, and with marriage, Martin's time had come. His life was now Brett, a life that he thoroughly enjoyed.
Bye, honey.
The next morning, Betty Johnson, as usual, blew a goodbye kiss to her husband, but for the last time.
Poor baby. Let Mommy take your temperature. Poor baby. You'll feel better soon.
You know what? Vic, later on in life, even got sued over this film. Yes, he did. You see, he got a lot of people who put a lot of money into this thing, said it was going to be a really big deal, and then a lot of things began to go south. For one, that big creature that you see, it wasn't supposed to look like that. No, the man who did all the props and the scenery, Vic didn't pay him. So he got pissed off and he jumped ship. And when he jumped ship, he took the creature with him, leaving Vic to have to make a creature overnight. Yeah, that's kind of why it looks like this. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and see the conclusion of tonight's feature, The Creeping Terror.
Grandpa, can I go for a walk?
All right, but stay close by. Bobby. 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 Bobby.
Hurry. Bobby. Help! 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 Help!
Within 48 hours, Dr. Bradford had closely examined the creature and the spaceship and reached a number of conclusions. He was sure the creature had come from beyond our solar system because it adapted to our environment so quickly, and no planet or dead star near us has conditions similar to the Earth. Of special interest to him was the hull of the ship. It was composed of an alloy unlike anything human science had ever encountered. The doctor had run a number of tests on the metal, but its molecular structure remained a mystery. Because there was no food on board, Bradford presumed the creature had been in a state of suspended animation, particularly because it had survived the trials of re-entry and impact without apparent harm. So far, he had no success in communicating with it, but he had not yet exhausted all possibilities. On a more subjective basis, he had the curious feeling that the creature did not want to communicate with him. Such a confession on the part of this eminent scientist made Martin feel quite apprehensive. While on a routine call to pick up instructions from Colonel Caldwell, Martin received an urgent message from Barney. Barney was at Willow Creek. He had responded to a phone call from a frantic Mrs. Brown. Her husband and grandson had gone fishing and were long overdue. Barney was instructed to organize a search party locally and to report the results to Martin. Because of security regulations, he was not to come near the area of the spacecraft. Martin said he would join Barney later if he could. Acting on a hunch, Martin decided to see for himself if the monster was still there. It was. Bradford had installed TV cameras inside the spaceship and was testing the creature's reactions to sound, light, electricity, color, and air pressure. When Martin asked him if he had any luck in communicating with the beast, Bradford confessed that he hadn't, but would try again when certain data was returned to him from computer processing. It was at this time that Bradford came up with a frightening theory, namely that the creature might be a product of engineering, the same engineering that built the spaceship. What he didn't understand was why some form of communication had not been built into the creature. When Martin asked him if this weren't something to worry about, Bradford said no, with probably his own failing at not being able to establish communications. It seemed to Martin that if Bradford's theory were correct, humanity might be in grave danger. Bradford dismissed Martin's fears by pointing out that the creature was not exhibiting any signs of violence, and besides, it was firmly secured by the harness. That afternoon in Moncrief Park, a group of neighbors got together for a hootenanny.
Oh, she left me sad, but still I am happy. In fact, I am glad, for I am as free as that bird in the tree. and could not marry me. I said that I loved her and would till I died. I tried to forget her, and I really did try, but I'll still think of her till the day that I die, 'cause I think
What is it?
You stay there. Stay calm.
In response to a multiple missing persons report, Martin and Barney searched the countryside for the group of picnickers. The only trace they found of them was the remains of a guitar one of them carried. This wholesale disappearance of a large group of people, coupled with earlier missing persons reports, led Martin to only one conclusion. There must be another monster, and it was on the loose. The colonel listened to Martin's theory and, after consulting with Bradford, decided to call Washington. He was told to follow his own good judgment, but under no circumstances was he to alarm the populace. The colonel decided to organize a county-wide search. Martin's assignment was to search the north end of the county. While Martin and Brett were engaged by the search, the monster was moving toward the community dance hall.
hell with him. Come on, Rita. I've had enough of that guy.
You know, I was talking to my therapist the other day, and he told me that the best thing that I could do for my anger issues was to write a letter to each and every person that made me angry and then burn them. Sounds like a load of fun to me. Only what do I do with the letters? Anyway, what do you think about the film so far? Oh, that old woman.
Old women always give me the creeps.
You're telling me, mister. I mean, she's got a face like a Goodwill handbag.
Doctor, that's a lot of money.
Well, not really. I mean, I bought mine for $1.
While Martin and Brett were taking a break from the search, a call came through which confirmed Martin's theory. Colonel Caldwell told them of the monster's attack at the dance hall. His troops now had orders to destroy the monster, and he asked for Martin's assistance. Martin said he would join the colonel as quickly as possible. The monster next appeared in Lover's Lane. Anyone who experienced that catastrophe and survived would never go there again.
God!
It was almost an hour before Caldwell learned of the monster's devastating new attack. Colonel Caldwell wasted no time ordering his men into action. It was at this point that Bradford interceded. He demanded that the monster be taken alive at all costs. The colonel's protests about the dead and missing made no impression on Bradford. Caldwell conceded to the point of assuring Bradford that they would not destroy the monster if they could avoid it.
Get on with it, Lieutenant.
Blow it out, men.
When Martin's party arrived and offered to help, the colonel told them enough lives were being endangered. They were to be part of the second line of defense, to be used only if necessary. The sergeant, a shaken man, returned babbling about what had happened. Caldwell, realizing the full danger of the situation, decided he had only one means left to stop the monster: grenades. Now Bradford made a drastic move. Acting on his superior authority, he forbade Caldwell to destroy the creature. The colonel, more concerned with saving human lives than advancing science, told Bradford to go to hell.
Get out of my way.
Where's he going in such a hurry?
Maybe you'd better follow him. He may need help.
You go ahead, Martin. I'll stay with Carl.
The explosion loosened the harness on the monster and allowed it to escape. Martin tried to help the doctor, but there was no time. Bradford told Martin what he had just confirmed, that these monsters were highly specialized test animals. They were, in fact, mobile laboratories that consumed human beings in order to analyze them chemically, undoubtedly to detect weaknesses in the human species. He told Martin that the information fed into a computer in the spacecraft. Further, he added, now that both monsters were dead, the computer would activate a transmitter to send the results into outer space. Martin knew what he had to do. As Martin entered the spaceship, he heard the transmitter generator kick on. The super tough alloys of the spacecraft were not even dented by Martin's hammer. As the transmitter stopped, Martin felt sick. Evidently, all the information had been transmitted. On Martin's return, he confessed his failure. He slowly asked Bradford what was in store for humanity. Bradford was pessimistic, but implied that maybe all was not lost. After all, he told them, the vastness of the universe is incredible. If these monsters had come from its outer limits, their home might even no longer exist. Or if they do come again, perhaps man will have advanced enough to cope with them and those who made them. Only God knows for sure, were Bradford's last words to anyone on this earth.
Well, that's it. You know, when they first told me that I was going to be showing Creeping Terror, I thought I was going to be showing some kind of advocacy video about how to properly wear thong panties. I was wrong. But why do I feel like that would have been ultimately better than what we just saw? Oh, well, thank you for joining me tonight. And, oh, there's the clock. Midnight. And you know what that means. It's time for me to crawl back into my celluloid cell. Oh, well. As always, my little wicked ones. Nighty fried.
Hear what swings this bat, but they keep coming. Eulogy Morton started running. Locked in a ring, spinning wild. Lost in a fleck, screaming loud. Eulogy Morton can't wake up. You were fighting, but out of luck.
In the heart of old Hollywood, a theater stands tall, with shadows that dance on velvet red walls. Jessica Morton runs the show with a grin. Her laugh echoes through where spirits begin. Curtains rise to whispers that chill to the bone. Actors on stage, but they're never alone. Ghostly figures join each crafted scene. Jessica chuckles, it's all evergreen. Step right up, dear, and take a seat in Jessica's theater, where the old and new meet. Feel the past linger with a shivering breath. Every performance, a dance with death. Silent movie stars flicker on the screen. Wisps of their essences float between. Jessica's smile hides secrets untold in this haunted palace of memories bold. Midnight strikes and the lights start to flicker. Audience gasps, hearts beating quicker. Jessica nods with a knowing glance. In her realm, the spirits do their eerie dance. Step right up, dear, and take a seat in Jessica's theater, where the old and new meet. Feel the past linger with a shivering breath. Every performance, a dance with death.
Hello, darlings, and welcome to Tingler Theater. Tonight I have a beast for you. Well, if you really want to call it that. Beast from the Haunted Cave, directed by Mont Hillman. About a gold thief and his crew hiding in a lodge up in the mountains till they come across a monster. You want to see a beast from a haunted cave? Watch Eulogy shave her legs. Let's sit back and enjoy Beast from the Haunted Cave. God, you can sit and watch this garbage.
How'd it come out? Not bad. Look, I got one shot to get up here. Get your skis and meet me at the lift.
How's he doing?
Not bad.
Well, he'll whip it, you know. He always does.
Always does what?
Whatever he wants. Yes, sir. Mr. Alexander Wood is a very capable gent. Don't you ever get thirsty?
Not at 10 in the morning.
Well, it was exactly at 10 a.m. that Mr. Martini invented the olive.
That was terrific. Just terrific. Feels just like you're flying and you could keep on going forever.
What a perfectly delightful idea.
Soused already?
Still. For the Olympics yet?
Gypsy, you really ought to try it. It's a brand new feeling.
You mean I missed one?
Had enough for today?
Yes, Gil. I'm expecting Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones. They've been out seeing the sights.
I hope the sights are tied down.
Well, Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith want to take a lesson today?
Yes, I think
They'll probably be wanting to take one all night.
Well, I doubt that. There's a cougar on the rampage in this area.
I don't think I'd be frightened with you around. Mr. Jackson looks as though he could take care of anything, doesn't he, Alex?
Happiness Lodge. The place is well named, Gil.
Thanks. I like it.
Mighty hard place to get to, though.
I like that, too.
I bet you're hard to get to.
Well, Gil. Hi, boss. Have a good time?
Good enough, boss.
Boy, this place is great. We went through a barn full of horses, and we took Polaroid pictures of people skiing and fishing. Oh, yeah, and we found a mine.
Gypsy and I are going back to the lodge. I think it might be a good idea for you two to stay up here and let Mr. Jackson show you the ropes.
So he'll need one to hold him up.
They'd better learn if we're going to make that cross-country run tomorrow.
Drop by the lodge later. I'd like to take a look at those pictures.
Right, boss.
Let's go, Gypsy. What are you trying to do? Make that yokel suspicious?
Did I say something wrong, my sweet?
Someday I'm going to shut that pretty little mouth of yours for good.
Promises, nothing but promises.
Well, that's fine. Both doing very well. Now, it's just a matter of practice. You'll get plenty of that tomorrow in the cross country.
Listen, Gil, when you make that turn, how do you do that thing you told us about?
Well, you've been doing pretty well.
Yeah?
It's a question of getting your weight distributed over the skis in the right way.
Is it okay if I leave these here till tomorrow? I'll wear the boots.
That'll be fine.
Is that your dog?
Yes. He's half mine.
Will he bite me if I pet him?
No, he's very affectionate.
Well, they say a dog always mirrors his master.
Co-master.
Oh, excuse me, co-master. What's your name?
Jill.
Oh, how do you do? My name's Jack.
Oh, really?
No, I was only kidding. It's Marty. How long have you been here?
All my life.
No, I mean here at the ski shop.
I started this year. You've never skied before?
Oh, yeah, I've skied. I'm just, kind of brushing up. It's funny, every time I look at you, I smile.
Did I tell you I knitted this sweater?
It's a great color. What is it?
Cedar brown.
It's funky color. Will you knit me one?
You'll have to get in line.
I mean, you like to knit. Is that your scene?
I like to do things with my hands. I'm going to take up painting when I get the nerve.
All you have to do is to start painting.
But I don't know anything about it.
Well, you don't have to know anything about it. All you have to do is to do it. Well, who knew anything when they first started painting?
What if it's bad?
Well, it's no bad or good. If it's what you like to do, do it.
Really?
I wish I had known that about 6 years ago. I wanted to do something, but I was afraid.
You shouldn't smoke, you know. It's bad for your lungs.
How old are you?
I don't like to tell. How old do you think I am?
20. 19.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
25.
27. You're not married, are you?
No,
Would you like to have dinner?
I don't know you.
Have you got a boyfriend?
No. I have to cook dinner every night for my brother.
Well, that's okay. I'll give him a quarter to go to the movies.
Hi, Jill. I see you met Mr. Jones.
Call me Marty.
Hi, Gil. This is my brother.
Well, I think I better give him a buck.
I'm taking Mr. Jones and his friends on a cross-country trip to the cabin tomorrow. We'll be leaving pretty early in the morning, so you and I will have to go over those orders tonight. Sorry, Jill.
Sure, Gil.
Jill and Gil, that's kind of cute.
We don't have much imagination around these parts. But I guess Gil and Jill is about as original as Mr. Smith and Mr. Jones.
Attention. Can we have another patrolman at the bottom of number 1 chair right now?
Oh, give me a home where the weightlifters roam, where the rough and the rugged ones play. Where never is heard an inhibited word, and who would remove in this?
Quiet!
You're not happy yet.
I said shut up!
Picture's okay, boss?
You could have gotten some more of the mine area. What's the vault like?
A cracker box with an iron door.
Fine. Well, boys, I think we got a classic going here. Marty, tonight you're going to go up and plant the charges in the mine, right?
Righto.
Tomorrow morning at 8:30, Gypsy is going to take the cowboy up on the ski lift to get him out of the way. At 9 o'clock, the mine blows, and everybody runs to see the disaster.
It'll look big.
Then we move into the administration building, make the heist, grab the ski lift, and meet the other two at the top for the trip.
Simple.
Simple as you, my boy.
So then we wait at Jackson's cabin till Tasser shows with the plane, right?
Right. Come in. Hello, Gil.
Hi. How are the leg muscles?
Well, they're a little sore, but I think they're going to be all right.
Good. Say, I'll need about $20 for supplies.
Marty?
I'd like you to reconsider taking this cross-country run. It's 2 days to the cabin. If anything happens, we're out of luck.
Well, don't worry. If Byron breaks a leg, we can always shoot him.
Hiya, Jackson. Did you get that cougar?
Well, not yet, Miss Boulette. I'll see you later.
Won't you have a drink with us?
Mr. Jackson has to get things ready for the trip tomorrow. We'd like to leave between 8 and 8:30. Is that all right, Gil?
That's fine. I'll see you later.
People like that really exist?
Not for you, Charles.
Not for me, Charles, because I'm with you, Sam.
You said it, Jane.
Hey, what's that in there?
Part of the broken boot mine.
Oh, yeah? Let's go take a look.
Nothing to see this time of the night. Besides,
Maybe you'll take care of any little pussycats.
how come you pack a gun?
And tell me about the cougar. Well, take a look. Come on.
What are you gonna do now?
I've never seen a gold mine before. I want to take a look. Come on. You wait here a minute.
Did you have a big ball down there?
Uh-huh.
Is that pretty blonde woman your wife?
She's my boss's secretary.
Oh, I get it. She sure can do her share of drinking.
You sure can do your share of talking.
You know, I would really like to know where he hired those goons that he calls help. I thought I was the one that had bad help around here. Let's go to a commercial break and we'll be back with more Beast from the Haunted Cave. That better not cost me.
Staring at him.
Staring at who?
The cowboy.
I'm not staring at the cowboy. Staring at the days of blind dates and bobby socks, chocolate malls.
Have you seen Natalie?
Who?
The dark-haired girl that serves drinks here.
No.
I used to be a dark-haired girl. I'm still serving.
She was here an hour ago.
Sorry, I can't help you. Can't even help myself.
Be back in a minute. What's the matter with you? Something go wrong? Come on, talk.
I told you.
You told me nothing.
I told you.
Did you set the charges? For 9 o'clock? What's bugging you?
You killed that good-looking chick.
What chick?
Natalie.
You mean the girl that works in the bar? You took that girl.
What happened to him?
Stupid idiot.
I know all that.
He took the barmaid to the mine and somehow managed to let her get knocked off.
Knocked off. She's dead? The dark-haired girl?
I don't know. Maybe the cougar got her.
It wasn't any cougar. I saw this thing and I saw this egg right down in the shaft where I planted the charge.
Alex, are you going to blow up that mine tomorrow?
At 9 o'clock. That means that you and Nature Boy will be at the top of the ski lift at 8:30.
You're going to blow up that mine, kill all those people. Alex, you're nothing but a mass murderer. Just a few bars of gold.
Tomorrow's Sunday, nobody works.
You all set for the big adventure?
You certainly look bright and shiny this morning.
You expecting maybe a hangover?
Certainly not a girl from a soap commercial. Good morning.
Is it that time already?
You were the one that said 8.
That must have been out of my mind.
I just checked on Marty and Byron. They're still out.
Look, why don't you two go on up to the ski lift? The boys and I'll have breakfast and join you later.
No last chance to talk you out of this?
What are the state police doing way up here?
Oh, Natalie, the cocktail waitress, took off last night. Hasn't been seen since.
Oh, I see. Well, look, why don't you two get started and we'll join you in about half an hour, okay?
Okay, we'll be there.
Shall we all?
Stay with me!
Wait till you get to the top.
It's starting.
the trip's over.
Thanks to the lift.
Oh.
Where do we go from here?
That's where we came from and where we should be heading back. That's the way to my cabin.
Looks cold and desolate.
It is.
Let's go.
Wow! Look at all that gold. Hey, can we take more than 6?
2 apiece. That's all we can handle.
Well, what do you think of me?
What do you mean?
Well, this is the first time you've seen me sober, isn't it?
I'm paid to teach people how to ski, not to think about them.
I'm always making scenes like that one last night. Don't you ever make scenes, Gil?
I try not to.
Well, you don't have to. You can go away to your cabin and burrow in the snow. Some people have all the luck.
I think you make your own luck.
I know you're wrong. Your luck makes you. I was real lucky once, and look what it did. Got a cigarette?
Oh, you know, this film was written by Charles Griffin. And so far, we have people getting drunk, and that girl Gypsy is hungry. And I don't mean give her a cheeseburger. She's hungry. And what the hell was that tentacle coming out of the mine? I mean, that looked like a damn broomstick covered in cobwebs. I'll show you something scary. Look at Hewitt when he comes out of that damn bathroom. First thing in the morning. Still having nightmares about that. Well, let's get back to the beast in the haunted cave.
Come on, get with it.
Getting cold?
I got 64% antifreeze in my veins.
You talk like a faded woman regretting a misspent life.
Well,
Here goes the roller coaster! Here goes the roller coaster! Woohoo! Oh, little lady!
how old are you, Gil?
30.
30. You like to ski, you like to be alone. Things are about the same for you as they were 10 years ago, right?
Pretty much.
10 years ago, I was, 16. 10 million years ago.
You must have done a lot.
I've done everything.
So I have my whole life ahead of me. And yours is all used up.
Not quite. Comes the rest of mine on that chairlift.
Let's go.
Hail, hail, the gang's all here.
Are you sure you know what you're in for?
This cross-country ski run is something I've been dreaming about ever since I was a little kid.
When were you ever a little kid, Charles?
Everybody stick close and follow my lead.
Okay, Gil. Here we go.
We'll camp here for tonight.
Whoa!
This is as good a place as we're gonna find.
I've never been so tired in all my life.
Not me. I feel wonderful.
I got just the thing to fix you up.
Yeah, what?
We need firewood.
Ah!
What's wrong with you?
We're being followed.
What?
I've been feeling it on the back of my neck all day.
You need a haircut.
Hey, you're getting pretty useless.
Don't laugh, Byron. That old tingling has saved many a trapper and prospector.
Huh? Here's to the old tingling from an old prospector.
What about that wood?
Well, I'll tell you, if I can get up here, the spirit's willing. Oh, man.
Well, stay put. I'll be back in a few minutes. And while I'm gone, you can start packing down the snow. What's eating you?
Hey, you gotta forget that girl.
I'm not thinking about her.
What are you thinking about?
The thing that got her. Now, it saw me and it means to get me. And that's what's been following us.
You're a bundle of cheer.
You better snap out of it fast, smart boy.
Yeah, sure. You know, day after tomorrow, Tash is gonna come out here with a ski plane, and we're off to Canada to spin a loot.
You knock off the funny talk with nature, boy.
Can't stop me from talking.
Don't tempt me. What's the matter? What's the matter?
Marty!
Look at his face.
Marty, what happened? What happened?
Oh, nothing. Go back to sleep.
Why don't you turn in? I'll take the rest of your watch.
Nobody takes my watch. I still got 2 hours left to go, and I don't want to be a burden on anybody.
Finish your watch, and I'm going back to the sack.
Anybody that wants to stand watch has got to be a kook.
I'm going back to sleep before the next thrilling episode.
Are you sure you're all right? I don't mind.
I told you I'll take the watch.
One, two, three, four. Hoop. Hands on hips. Place. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands on hips.
Take a look at this. Look at this.
What is it?
Some kind of tracks. I've never seen anything like it before. Must have passed through here during the night.
You were on guard last night. What happened?
Nothing you can handle.
What kind of an answer is that? You were on guard all last night. Did you see something or didn't you?
What I saw, you wouldn't believe.
Look, I'm getting sick and tired of this. What did you see last night?
Nothing.
Maybe I can help you to remember.
Oh, that would be nice. We could take turns sitting up with him and his friend. Come on, Alex, let's go.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
I've wined and dined on mulligan stew and never wished for turkey as I hitched and hiked and grifted too from Maine to Albuquerque. Alas, I missed the Beaux-Arts ball, and what is twice as sad, I was never at a party where they honored Noel Cat. But social circles spin too fast for me. My whole Bohemia is the place to be. I get too hungry for dinner at 8. I like the theater, but never come late. I never bother with people I hate. That's why the lady is a trap. I don't like crap games with barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem in ermine and pearls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why the lady is a trap. I like the free, fresh wind in my hair.
Told you we'd make it, Joe.
It was mostly downhill.
So what?
What about the return trip?
Well, it looks like a nice place. Maybe we'll stay.
We should head back before dawn if we're going to make a campsite by nightfall.
Tomorrow?
Oh, isn't that the idea?
Well, Gil, we're all a little tired. Couldn't we stay over a day and rest?
That's fine with me. I'd like you to meet my housekeeper.
Massacre! It's animal! Help!
As I was starting to say, I'd like you to meet my housekeeper, Small Dove.
How do you do, Small Dove?
How do you do? You'll have to forgive my son. His head was run over by a horse last week.
Time for chow.
Say, Gil, tell me something. How much land you got here?
Oh, about 20 acres.
Does this lake get pretty solidly frozen over?
Yeah, it's pretty frozen, but I wouldn't try walking on it.
Say, Gil, how much money can you make as a ski instructor?
Well, you can't make as much money here as you could at a place like Aspen, but I get by.
Will you make enough money to live on and be happy?
Well, sure. You can't base happiness on the amount of money you make. Well, I'm not knocking money, but, well, there are other things. Besides, I got this property and the ski shop.
Well, basically, you do pretty good, then.
Yeah, it works out okay.
And nobody's your boss?
Well, nobody tells me what to do, if that's what you mean.
Well, don't you have to keep pushing? Or don't you feel like taking it easy?
Well, I like what I'm doing. I think that's about as easy as you can take it. We better go on in. Small Dove's probably got dinner ready.
I think I know why Byron eats like that.
Why is that?
He has to keep him. Fortunately, I do that sort of thing all the time. Alex had a perfect right to slap me. Maybe I'll kill him someday, but I can't blame him for being sore.
Why don't you get out?
That's what I keep telling myself. But I know I'll never have the guts. I've become part of Alex. Maybe a sick part, but a permanent one.
What are you really afraid of?
I was an underpaid model in a wholesale house. And I met Alex. He was young and loaded. I liked the way he pushed me around. I liked it then. And now it's too late to go back. And I don't know if I really want to go back. I don't know what I want. But I know I'd rather have Alex than nothing at all.
You're selling yourself short.
Well, there's a law of supply and demand, mister. And I don't hear any bidders.
Maybe I can let it go for tonight. There's something out there.
Hey, take it easy, huh?
Sorry, baby, I'm not Florence Nightingale.
Don't these backwoods stations have any news during the night?
Why are you so concerned with the news?
It affects business. There's a threat of war. People stop buying fireworks. What's it to you?
In a moment, the weather, which leads them to believe they are still in the area. There are no further clues. On the weather picture, forecasters warn that the new low moving in from Canada will bring blizzards to portions of the Dakotas sometime before Wednesday noon. In other parts of the country,
blizzards.
What's your worry? It might not come anywhere near here. Meanwhile, we can take it easy. Or are you in a hurry to get somewhere?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just a question.
There you go, all fixed up.
Thanks, Jan.
Sure.
Hot milk and graham crackers.
For me?
You were very brave.
Feeling any better?
Never better.
It was a pretty dumb stunt you pulled.
I pulled it on my own time.
What time? You've got a 24-hour-a-day job.
Yeah? Well, my business with that baby outside is strictly personal. It's the most personal thing that's ever happened to me.
So far.
Any more questions?
Take him to bed. Well,
How many people do you have working for you in Chicago?
about 200. Why?
You must have quite a turnover. Good night.
Looking for Tasser?
He won't try to make it with a storm coming up.
Doesn't make any difference anyway. I'm gonna take a walk.
Work is a beautiful thing when somebody else is doing it.
You should try it sometime.
Can't give me the axe.
Probably chop your leg off.
Oh, it's a leg one way or the other.
Well, it wouldn't matter if it was just any old leg.
I didn't think you'd notice. Gil, I'm beginning to understand how you feel about this place.
It's comfortable and warm. At night, I like to listen to the wind trying to get in.
Do you think it ever will?
Not while I've got two hands to hold it back.
Gil, they're going to kill you. You don't seem very surprised.
No, I'm not. How do they figure to get out of here?
There's a plane coming. It was due this morning.
Probably delayed by the weather.
Then we were going to go to Canada.
We're going?
I would like to stick around if you'd have me.
I haven't really thought about it.
It's not true.
Well, maybe not completely.
Gil, I didn't know anything about that killing until I heard it over the radio.
You don't know me, and I don't know you at all. You got it in your mind you want to return to nature, and I'm part of it. But what happens when you get bored?
How do you know what I think?
I don't know. I wish I did. I know one thing for sure. I'm sending Small Dove back to her relatives. And I'm heading back to blow the whistle on your friends. If you still want to come along, meet me between 6 and 6:30 on the ridge where we first saw the cabin.
Strong-looking woman, that Small Dove.
Big vulture.
Too bad we have to kill her.
Why knock her off? I kind of like that hefty old squaw.
Fantastic comes, she goes. Along with Marty and the cowboy.
Marty sure is flip.
He's dangerous.
You really think he saw something?
Yeah, pink snowman.
Hey, boss, I found it.
Found what?
The Cougar's Cave.
More than 50 people paid their last respects to Leonard Wilsey, who was tragically killed in the mine explosion last Sunday. And that's the news up to 5 o'clock.
Where's Davy Crockett?
He went hunting.
Hunting at night?
Left about 4, hunting a deer.
Venison? Sounds great.
When was the last time we had venison, Alex?
Oh, well, 2 years ago at the Key Club.
At the Key Club. Chicago. You can only afford venison on your birthday, Alex. Out here, all it takes is a sense of nature and a strong hand on the trigger.
We're running off at the mouth tonight. Why don't you drink and get fractured? You'd be normal.
What did we do on my birthday that year, Alex?
Your birthday?
When is my birthday, Alex? Can't remember. Well, that year we spent my birthday in Florida. Pulled a bankroll robbery at the Miami Fireworks Company.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Got 150 grand and put the Southern competition out of business.
Many happy returns.
You're acting mighty peculiar tonight.
What are we going to do after this job, Alex?
Oh, same things we always do. Why?
I've got an idea. Why not retire?
Retire?
You're a rich man, Alex. You've picked the bones of 1,000 boobs who happen to have enough money to catch her eye. You don't have to take chances anymore. Why not quit?
Sure, I'm a rich man, Charles. And you're living high because of it. I picked the bones of 1,000 boobs, and I'll pick the bones of 1,000 more because they are boobs, and they deserve exactly what they get.
That old man deserved what he got.
Every day, some old man steps in front of a car. I'll send flowers, but I'll never quit.
Well, that's that.
Here's a late highway warning. The west side of Strawberry Canyon Road is now closed and will be for at least another hour. Motorists are again warned not to drive unless absolutely necessary.
I guess it
Storm
is.
is expected to last through the night. Now a request for Mrs. Bertie Arnold in Deadwood from the Music Memory album.
Where are you going, Charles?
For a walk, Charles.
Follow it.
Hey, boss, I just figured it out. It's Pa.
What's Pa?
Him against the wall. It's been driving me crazy.
Get out of here. Pa.
Where's she going?
To be away.
I gotta follow her.
No, you stay with me.
Hey! Hey, sweetheart, this ain't no time for romance.
Are you hungry?
Look, sweetheart, I gotta follow her. The boss told me to.
Thank you for waiting.
Thanks for coming.
You really mean that?
I usually mean what I say.
How do you know I'm not just trying to save my own skin?
It'd be easier for you to tell Alex and let him finish me.
It would have been easier, but it would have been impossible.
We'd better get started before the blizzard. It's a long way back.
Snap out of it, Byron. Snap out of it.
I see that you gentlemen have changed your ideas about my eyesight.
Shut up.
It got small now.
Well, maybe it'll be satisfied with it.
Not by a long shot. It knows who it's after.
We gotta do something.
We'll do nothing but stay put. It hasn't tried to get into the cabin yet. As a matter of fact, it ran from us.
It didn't run from us. It ran from the fire that Byron threw at it.
Well, it doesn't make any difference what chased it away. We're out here on a job. We can't afford to have any nightmares.
Okay, okay.
I never saw such an animal. What is it?
I saw pieces of an egg in the mine where it got Natalie. Now, that could have been buried there for millions of years until the men working on the mine found it.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if it chews up the whole state. I don't care if it came from Mars or happened by spontaneous combustion. We're going to Canada with a load of gold, so forget it.
It'll get us.
It'll get nothing.
It got small, Dove. Probably get Gypsy, too.
Gypsy? Where is she?
I saw her leaving on her skis.
Cowboy didn't come back yet either.
Gypsy and the cowboy. They deserve each other.
Where do you think they went?
Probably went back to town.
I'm gonna get some soup.
Should probably tell him about the robbery.
I'll get the skis ready.
We'd never catch him now.
What are we gonna do?
I'll probably run into that blizzard pretty soon. And they'll either have to hole up or turn back.
There's a giant cave right near here. That's the only place they can hole up.
How do you know about the cave?
That's where I followed the cougar.
All right. That's right.
defeat the storm?
Not a chance.
Well, what'll we do?
We'll have to turn back.
I knew it was too good to be true. I knew I'd never get away.
Now, don't worry. We're not whipped yet. I know of a haunted cave not far from here. If you're not afraid of ghosts, we'll wait there till the storm blows over.
Anytime your broomstick is ready.
Hey, Byron, knock it off. Hey, meathead, I'm hungry.
Can't hear you, boss.
Why not?
He left?
Huh? Where would that imbecile go?
Don't ask me, boss. Maybe he's chasing that Indian squaw.
Oh, let him go.
You know, Jackson told me that the Black Hills are sacred Indian country. Heap bad medicine for evil men from foreign lands.
He must have heard we were coming. We don't eat Byron.
I don't think we need anybody.
Go back.
I've come to help you.
You can't help now.
I gotta work fast. Is she still alive?
Yes, but she has no mind.
Nice of the cowboy to leave these things laying around.
What are they?
Very pistols.
What are they for?
They're used to fire flares. They can be seen from miles away.
I'm not gonna signal anybody.
Well, we can use them to light the cave, can't we?
Okay.
Small Duff. Listen. We still got a chance. Marty's coming.
He knows the monster's here. He's gonna get it. It's sucking her blood. Hey, he's coming at me. He's gonna get me. Get away from me. Come on. Come on. Get away.
They must be here.
How would they know?
I made a very good guess. Stay here.
Be careful, Gil.
Stop wiggling, I'll break your neck. Where's the cowboy?
Help me!
I'll take care of both of you.
He forced me to go with him.
So that's how it was, huh?
He did that without a gun.
Let's take it. You lead the way and no tricks. Hold on to her. Good Lord.
Watch out, girl!
Marty! Marty!
You know, this film had a budget of $33,000, and the majority of the film was done outside. You think the beast would have looked a bit better. Lord knows I thought the Creeping Terror looked like a pile of shit. Well, that's our show, darlings. Join me next time as I present to you The Howling Werewolf of Washington. Good night, and I'll see you next time.